Excellencies and dear colleagues, good morning. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to address the opening of the first ever integrated research on disaster reduction conference that you have entitled Disaster Risk Integrated Science and Practice. I greatly appreciate the excellent cooperation we have with the government of China and its science community and institutions on this very important project. This event is a clear signal that the application of existing natural and applied science is a cornerstone of our collective efforts to reduce risk to natural hazards. The disasters which have affected millions across Asia and the world so far this year, particularly floods, earthquakes, underline the existence of emerging and interrelated risks. Therefore, it is critical that we adopt an integrated risk and disaster management process based on scientific and technical evidence, especially as we develop an international framework to continue the work of the Yoga Framework for Action in 2015 for the next 10 years. It was agreed at the Global Platform in May 2011, earlier this year, that we must intensify efforts to follow a science-based decision-making process in disaster risk reduction. A fundamental step in this process is the monitoring and accurate reporting of disaster losses. So far, 38 countries worldwide have created national disaster loss databases. It is important that more countries follow their examples, as it is impossible to manage your future exposure to risk if you cannot measure your losses. Disaster loss data is key to guiding public and private investment in disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation. UNISDR is ready to support the process of review of the status of science and technology for disaster risk reduction, together with other actors, for a presentation at the next Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction taking place in 2013. We also need to advocate strongly for funding mechanisms that support science and technology for the development of integrated research onto disaster risk management, particularly, of course, in highly disaster-prone countries. I wish you well in your deliberations, and I very much look forward to hear about the outcomes of this conference and your plans for the future. Thank you and best wishes from Geneva.